are looking to learn more about IT or study for one of the many certifications, sign up for a free trial of Pluralsight. Their vast library offers many courses ranging from software development, IT operations, and cybersecurity. Please check the link in the description for more information. Yo, what's going on YouTube? Zach with IT Career Questions. Today, I'm doing something a little bit different because I am playing with some Cisco stuff, playing with some Linux stuff, and I figured instead of me just doing this by myself, why not just live stream it? Why not just open this up for a chat and talk about some of the things that I'm doing? And that way, if you guys have questions about it, I can talk about it. If you guys have questions about anything else, I can help answer whatever you got. Let's do a midday Ask Me Anything on Friday, because I'm sure if you guys are at work, it's Friday, there's not much going on a Friday typically. Nobody makes changes on a Friday. At least you're not supposed to make changes on a Friday. Come on now. And I don't know if you're at school, Fridays are lame. Nobody wants to do anything. Fridays are just terrible. What is the fastest land mammal? That would be me. No, I don't know. I don't know. You tell me. What's going on, everybody in the chat, though? So let's go over to this while we're talking about it. So just to an ostrich. Oh, that's your guess right there, huh, Steve-O? That could be. That'd be a great guess. I have been trying to set up Linux on one of my old desktops for about a week now. Not even a week, maybe a few days, about 4 or 5 days. And been having a heck of a time trying to get it installed, right? Put it on a thumb drive, put Ubuntu, right? It's going with Ubuntu on this desktop. And heck of a time trying to get it installed. Just a problem with like the hard drive's not recognizing correctly. Maybe I thought there was a RAM problem. I had to reseed the I had to reseed RAM. It's just, it was not working right. So finally I did a live boot of Ubuntu because, like, again, it just wouldn't install right. I wiped out all the drives just completely. I don't even know what data was on any of these drives, so I probably could have lost out on a lot of cool stuff, but didn't even care at this point. And it still wouldn't work. After I wiped out the drives, did the install, checked the BIOS like back and forth, and looked at the boot settings. They looked right, and I looked at the boot order, and I adjusted the boot order to show like hard drive to be first to see if that would work. No, actually, I had the thumb drive first because I was trying to get it to boot to the thumb drive to make sure I could install it correctly. And then I changed it back to hard drive, and it still wouldn't work. It kept saying, like, verifying DMI pool data and all this other garbage. So then finally I went back into the BIOS, and I had to change the boot sequence so that the hard drive that I installed Linux on was actually first, which there's 2 different sections in the BIOS for selecting the boot order and the boot sequence and things like that. So finally, after I selected the correct hard drive to be the very first thing to boot from, it finally ended up booting correctly, which it just absolutely drove me nuts. So anyway, the point is we finally got it. We finally got it installed here. Let's see if we can pull this one. Display capture, and move this over. Sorry, I should have adjusted these windows before I got into the live stream. It's my bad. So otherwise, I hope everybody else is having a great Friday. So then anyway, set up RDP from my Windows machine so I could remote into this Linux box, which, I mean, that worked out really well. Like, that was actually pretty easy to do. And then I kept getting an error. Anyway, we got it to work. So that was the fun times. We got it work. I can now remote into my Linux machine, which actually the Linux machine is literally, it's right there, sitting right there for right now. I'm actually going to move that pretty soon here because the fans are kind of loud on it and it's annoying the crap out of me. Which also, the switch that I have down here, this old like 3750, those fans are loud on it, and I think only one fan is working, so it's like extra. I can't handle that right now. So we'll move that probably way back in my garage so I can't hear it. But anyway, right now I'm actually configuring the switch for the first time. I just reset it to back to factory essentially. And I'm going through the process. We just named the switch. And just so you guys know, I am following a guide online because there's been probably 3 times in my life where I've been involved in actually configuring a switch from the very start. And, you know, to remember everything, it's just, I can't. Out of those 3 times, no. Done basic configuring ports on switches numerous times. I almost have that down pat. Helped configure some VLANs a few times. That's something that I would need a little bit more help with. But networking is definitely like my weakest link for sure. But I have a lot of the basic fundamentals I still think down. I understand a lot of what's going on. So I think as I'm getting into more networking related things and trying to teach myself more of this type of stuff, it'll come to me a lot easier. So I'm just pulling some stuff up on my other screen here. So we can just go through this because right now it's just it wants us to enable a secret password, right? In case something terrible were to happen. We're just going to call this stupid password IT careers. It's our secret password. Enable secret password. IT careers. Please choose a password that's different. Oh, sorry. I should read this. Enable the password used when you. Oh, IT career questions. Enter virtual terminal password. IT careers. Configure no. So let this go. So now it's showing us all of our ports on the switch right now. Nothing is plugged into the switch. I'm connected to the switch via a console cable, so it's a USB console cable, and there's literally nothing else plugged into the switch. So that's why if you see the status over here, everything is going to show down. There's nothing plugged into it. Nothing is configured here. So you can do more. What's going on, Shadow Tat? Have a good day. Sorry I missed you. More. Where's page down on the stupid keyboard? There we go. And now we're from the interface. Oops. Management network. From the above interface. Enter interface name used to connect to the management network from the above interface summary. That's I'm not familiar with that aspect of it. IP on this interface. So again, I'm going through a guide right now, and I'm not paying attention to chat, so I'm sorry. Configure VLAN 1, yes. IP address for this interface, let's go with 10.4.1, 20.101. How about that? Subnet mask. You can go with, that would be fine. No, we're not doing a cluster right now. Go to iOS command prompt. Let's see. We're gonna save it. All right, now I'll check the chat. Sorry, guys. So why I'm talking Linux and Cisco today is because I decided that I would try to figure out everything that I could in regards to connecting to a Cisco switch, configuring the Cisco switch and all that from my Linux machine. So the point of all this, why I'm doing all this, is because I'm getting prepared for a few different things that I have planned out a little bit down the road. As a lot of you guys probably know, I'm getting ready to start studying for the Security Plus, and I'm hoping by really the end of February, beginning of March, I'll have that knocked out. So I'll have my Security Plus. After I take my Security Plus, after I get Security Plus certified, I'm moving on to Cisco. That is my next goal, is to get Cisco certified. So that's why right now I'm kind of just getting this switch configured just so I have it ready and available for use in my home lab. Now along the way of learning the Security Plus and eventually moving to the Cisco stuff, Linux has been something that I really want to know more about. So teaching myself that is going to be something that I just do in between. And I just made it a lot easier for me by having a desktop that I can remote into. I have virtual machines that I can get to, but I really kind of wanted one solid machine that I could always access that wasn't a virtual machine. And I also have Cisco installed on a laptop. I have Linux installed on a laptop, but the laptop's kind of junky. It's kind of old, and the kids dropped it, so it makes some funny noises occasionally. So, yeah. Anyway, my goal is to be prepared for a cybersecurity role. So some of the things that I need to do to get prepared for that is, Security Plus, get really familiar with networking. Cisco is going to be one of those big ones. And I'm just going to go right for the CCNA. I've studied a lot of the CCENT stuff. I mean, for a long time. I go back and forth to the CCENT material. And that's just really trying to get a lot of the fundamentals down. And I don't know. I think I just want to jump right to the CCNA and challenge myself. So that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, in the meantime, Linux is going to be something that I'm going to push really hard to do. So anyway. Yeah, so after Security Plus, CCNA for sure. The CCNA has been something that I've wanted for like years and years and years, and I always just like put off. I think certifications in general, like I said in a video just recently, it's stuff that I just kind of put off. But I know as soon as I knock out one certification, that more are just going to come. It's just going to come much easier. So anyway, I kind of want to get through more of what's going on with this switch. So Selection. Huh. That's weird. What is it? That's kind of weird. I don't know why that it aired out before this. I know that command's not right, but invalid input detected at the C. Let's check this. Oh, anyway, sorry, I'm just reading stuff. If you guys have stuff that you, like questions that you want to ask me, go ahead and put it in the chat now, because the chat so kind of already went like way past what I was, like I can't scroll up that far and start reading. Thank you, Chris. Have a fun meeting, sir. Why is it? So I just got done configuring most of it. Well, configuring it for the first time. And it errored out on me. And now I was trying to figure out how to get back to the default. Sorry, reading. That's awesome, Dakota. Let's do that. Why? Well, I don't understand why it's stuck at this interface right here. That would do it. That's where I was missing. Thank you, the happy camel. Oh, it's been too long in the switches. Awesome. Awesome, man. Good luck on that. Yeah, all those streams get archived. So you'll be good. Yeah, gosh, it's been so long. I feel like working and anything Cisco related. What did I want to do now? Hang on. We want to do. Let's see. One. No. Exit. There we go. I got to write out exactly what I need to do, so that way I can come back to this and follow like a guide for myself. Because like what I want to do is set up a separate port, or set up a separate VLAN for like my wireless, and then I'll probably set up. Well, yeah, I'll write all this out. The main point, the main thing is right now, at least the switch is configured. How about that? The switch is configured at a base level, so that's good. One thing that I guess I could talk about, at least we can get away from the Cisco stuff, because there's a lot of things I just need to plan out. I'm going to write that down because, and I'll save that probably for maybe another live stream, because I kind of really want to write out like exactly what I want to do with it, so that way I can follow more of a structured stream with it. So I'm just going to write down Cisco stream here, and we're going to put configure VLAN for wireless, and then configure ports. So I have a couple computers out here, so I could probably configure. Yeah, that's what I as soon as I did the VLAN one, I was like, yeah, that's not right. So that's why I'm just going to stop right now, because I keep getting ahead of myself, and I don't want to get ahead of myself without at least writing down a structure on what I need to follow. So that's what I'm doing. I'm writing it down, so that way at least next time when we do this, I'll have exactly what I want figured out. But I just was doing this all today, like right now. It's just like I need to get this Linux box configured, and I need to get this switch configured, which is two things that I knocked out, and I wish I would have started the stream when I couldn't get any of this stuff figured out from the get-go, because it would have made a lot more sense so you guys see me all frustrated and then actually figure it out. We'll say configure ports for computers, Windows, and Linux. And then something else that's going to happen down the road too is once we get the switch configured, is we're going to do some fun stuff where I configure I have another old computer I have sitting over here. I'll configure that as a domain controller, and then we're really going to have some fun with my personal Windows 10 machine, where we add that to the domain, and then we start playing with Active Directory. I'm going to just do it with my machine, because why not? It'll be fun. But that's a little bit down the road. But I'd like to have like the base network set up before I do that, because I want to have like the IP scheme set. So there's a method to all this madness. I have so many notes, like here. These are all like notes right here in this book, and then in this book I have just like filled with notes on things that I need to do. And it's all kind of structured out on like step by step. So a lot of times I'll like be sitting here going through stuff, and then I just start writing all this crap down because I'm like, I have so much crap I want to do. No, I didn't answer why physical computers instead of VMs. So VMs are coming next. I want to knock out some physical devices because once I can kind of show people at a basic level how you're connecting some of these physical devices and what a physical device looks like on a network, or what a physical device looks like being configured within a switch, or being configured as a domain controller, just giving people an idea of how you can take, you know, essentially like this big old computer right here. Like you could take this computer and you could turn it into, you know, a domain controller. You can turn it into a Linux box. You can turn it into like a free NAS server. Then once you give people that idea that, okay, well, you can take any computer and turn it into those things, that's cool. But, you know, what else can you do? Well, I can take this computer and I can turn it into one big house for virtual machines, right? So I can throw VMware on there, I can install VirtualBox on there, and now I can run, you know, 6 or 7 different virtual machines that handle X, Y, and Z. So right now I'm just trying to start at, here's the basics, here's where you can start out at, and then let's get to step by step where we can be at. So that's kind of my thought process on what I'm looking to do. So a lot of this stuff, maybe as I'm going through it, eventually, and it's more so stuff that you're going to see in 2019. Might be stuff that you guys already know about. It's stuff that you're not going to care about because it's maybe just way beyond or way, you know, below what you guys are looking to study. But Bass Sound, I'm sorry I missed your messages, man. I was about to answer you, so I apologize. My bad, dog. But yeah, we'll get things, like I said, basic level all the way up, and that's kind of what the IT career questions is all about. Is trying to get people at that entry level, and then take them up to where they need to be, learning more knowledge on each different thing. Sorry, it's been a long day already trying to figure out all this crap. Especially this Linux machine. It's been driving me nuts. I think we can go back to that too. There we go. Why isn't it sudo itcq? There we go. CD. There we go. So one thing that I'm going to do as I'm trying to get more familiar with Linux is start creating some file structure here. One thing I'd like to do is try to set up a couple different shares within Linux. So I'll create some different folders, set it up to be shared so that I can access them. Another thing that I'm looking to do with Linux is install Docker on it. I really want to get familiar with Docker. So there's so many things that I'm looking to do, and like no time at all to do them. So I'm running Ubuntu over here, which is a pain to get installed for whatever reason, but it's running now. So what I'm going to do here is I just didn't going about this the wrong way. But we're going to make directory, and we're going to call this directory stream. And we're going to go to that directory, and we're going to make another directory inside of here. We're going to call this one tutorials. Did I spell that right? Tutorials? Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to make another directory called files. Let me go back to my notes. I actually had this stuff written down. There we go. Templates. So again, what I'm going to do here with the file structure on Linux, we can make some of these folders shareable. Sorry, I'm thinking. God, there's so much to do. So right now I just got Linux set up on this box, and basically I'm just opening up the live stream for like an Ask Me Anything. I'm just configuring different things right now that I'm getting prepared for next year. So like configuring this switch that I have for some content and studying that I have for next year. Configuring this Linux box for some more content that I have coming next year. So it's yeah, there's no structure to this stream right now. It's just me kind of configuring random stuff that needs to be done, because I'm trying to avoid doing other stuff that I don't want to do. So off topic, do I have a NAS? So no, I don't have a NAS. I was actually going to get free NAS set up today, and the thumb drive that I was going to use broke, which it cracked, and I was really PO'd about that. So I hadn't found another thumb drive to use yet, and I know I have like 8 of them lying around here somewhere, but I just have to find one. But I was going to install FreeNAS on an old box that I have, and I was going to do a video on that also, because I think that would be fun. But I do need to get some type of file server configured, and I think FreeNAS would be the best option, of course, because it's free, and a lot of people use it and are familiar with it, and anybody can try it out. So it'd be a good thing to start out with. How would I create a VLAN for all wireless traffic? Would you configure the VLAN, plug a wireless AP or wireless LAN controller into a switch port, and then assign port as an access port for wireless VLAN? So that's like a little bit more than where I'm at as far as switch configuration and networking. But configure the VLAN. Yeah, that's more than where I'm at with what I've learned so far. So, networking is definitely my weakest link. Yeah, this is Ubuntu over here. Hang on. I should check out Unraid for NAS as well. You can also use it as a hypervisor and it'll run Docker. Oh, that's sweet. I should check out that. I'll Google that right now. Unraid. Hey, look at there's Linus Tech Tips right on their main page. Oh, you gotta pay for this? What the heck? I don't want to pay for that. Yeah, if you're a student, you get discount on all the CompTIA exams. You can probably get discounts on a lot of other exams also if you're a student, or the certifications. I guess the pricing isn't that bad. Is it monthly or what? $59. Basic, up to 6 attached storage devices. Just a one-time fee of $59. I guess that's not terrible. Chris, you've been using Linux Mint VM and you love the UI. Are you doing a lab or just testing certain things? So this will be a lab that I use eventually. I'm just kind of getting things prepared for, for some content that I'll be putting out for next year. So I just kind of have like this little random list of things that I had written down like throughout the past like couple weeks of things that I need to do, and this is all just kind of like basic stuff. So I can like making all these folders that I wanted to in Linux, getting some files ready for it, because I just kind of want to talk about real basic things that I've learned within Linux in a couple videos, and talk about some of the commands that I've learned, things like that. And then we talked about with Cisco today, the switch, because after I get my Security Plus, I'm going for a Cisco certification. So I'm really going to go hard in the Cisco after Security Plus. But if I have time, which I probably won't, I won't even say it, because I was going to say, like, if I have time, like, in between studying for Security Plus and doing all these other stuff I want to do or need to do, I would study for Cisco stuff, but I just don't think I'll have the time. I really don't. But yeah, I have there's a lot of new content planned out for next year. So right now I'm just trying to get everything prepared for that, and it's a lot of work. It's hard to like put together all the content and keep people like here, you know. A lot of people come to this channel and they get like the information that they want, you know, like how to find an IT job or how to get an internship or what maybe the best certifications for them, things like that. And then they kind of go about their way and then they never come back. So I'm trying to figure out different types of content that will bring people back and bring people wanting to stay here and things like that. So doing the live streams and things like that, I'm trying to keep them more engaged. But then now I'm also trying to develop more content that's more series based and more tutorial based, just so people want to come back and, you know, maybe watch the next episode type of thing. What's going on, Steve Gee and Mr. Alpha? How y'all doing? And Linux Mint, I should actually download that, the ISO for that, because I've heard a lot of people talk about that, and I still have yet to check out Mint. That looks pretty neat. Let's download this. But Cinnamon, Mate, or XFCE? Let's just go with Cinnamon. How about that? Cinnamon sounds fun. You guys can't really see my screen, so my bad. There, we just downloaded Linux Mint. the cinnamon. It looks kind of neat. It's like Windows though. I mean, you got like their like a start menu down there. And it's almost done downloading, so I could probably do this. Probably fire up VirtualBox and install it in the stream. You can use Ubuntu server as a hypervisor. I didn't know that. You can do like everything on Linux, so I should have figured that. I should have figured. All right, let's do Linux. Does this have a Mint option? Let's do Linux other. I think we did 64-bit, didn't we? We'll find out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I clicked 64-bit. So we'll put Mint. We'll bump that up to a gig. Yeah, next. Mint, create, start her up. And over on my other screen that you can't see because Windows is dumb, I have to select the ISO. There you go. I'll have to look into, shut up, Chris Davis, jerk. You know, CompTIA Linux Plus was just beta, but what distro would you use to study? I don't know, I'd probably use Ubuntu to study. I mean, I don't know, Ubuntu, maybe CentOS. Oh, look at that, that's creepy. Oh, wow, look at that. Yeah, you definitely can see that in the stream. That's funny. I don't know why it's frozen up like that though. Ha! You just got called out, you jerk. That's what you get for coming here and talking crap, Chris Davis. Huh. Why? That's why. All right. Let's pull this back up. Let's see if it'll load right. I might have to look at some of the settings to see why it was bombing out like that. Yeah, PC Addict, where are your videos at, bro? How come it's been 4 months and you don't have any PowerShell videos? You jerk. I love how easy it is to just get VirtualBox up and running with a VM. Typically, I did find it difficult to get Kali installed with VirtualBox, and then I actually had to do some research to figure out why. What's going on, Muhammad? Oh man, this is bombing out again, huh? It does not like this. Well, let's see. It is not happy at all. Man. I'll try it. Let's see if we can see what's going on. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I was doing, is increasing the video memory size. I figure that's probably why it's being dumb. What kind of rig am I running? I'm running a beast of a machine. Should have no problems running this thing. There, that's what we're running right here. Ah, there we go. Yay. Oh wow, look at that. It's just like Windows. What do you know? It's like Windows 10. Look at that. Isn't that so snazzy? Oh my goodness. It actually reminds me a lot of just like every other Linux OS, but they all kind of just are very similar to the Mac OS. Whatever, man. The AMD, this thing does the job. It's fantastic. The editing videos on this thing is a breeze. It's great. I have no issues, and I saved myself some money, which I love to save money. That's cool. Mint at mint. Well, more AMD praise. Shut up, Chris Davis. You don't know nothing. Oh, you're giving me crap, and I've convinced you to give the 2700 a try. See, what's up, man? So anyway, yeah, there's the Mint installed, and here's my Ubuntu. Can I just exit this? Out of here. Start using Ubuntu. Yay. Click the disk to start a user profile. What, this disk? I mean, install this disk? Or click that disk? I was just trying to check out what it all had on here. There's a lot of crap. It's nothing like Kali though. Kali has so much crap on it. There we go. Let's boot up that one. What's going on, Dakota? Yeah, so Kali was a pain because you actually have to download the VirtualBox image from the Offensive Security website. Like, I could not get Kali to install by using their ISO on VirtualBox. It was a nightmare. I think I tried for like 3 days straight, like, and tried all these different configurations, and it would not work correctly. And then I finally looked on the Offensive Security website, and they're like, hey, yeah, this isn't going to install correctly on VirtualBox unless you use this image. I was like, oh, that's great. How is it? Root. You want my advice? You get 90% on Security Plus practice exams, so do you make your move to the real exam? You could. 90% is pretty good. A lot of people say when you do practice exams, if you can get 90% or better at least 3 times in a row, that you're ready for the real exam. Yeah, look at all this stuff on Kali. Like, this is like everything that comes with it, which is insane. Usual applications. It's funny. Oh, look, there's Chromium. I still have a Raspberry Pi that I need to get set back up now that we're kind of settled in at the new house. Play around with that. You thought when? Well, it's not bloatware though. It's all. I mean, these are all tools, you know, for the purpose of Kali. You know, that the Kali is built for people who are in information security, essentially. You know, information gathering tools that come pre-installed on there, and web application analysis tools, password attack tools, reverse engineering tools. I mean, that's all this crap. That's not crap, but all the stuff that comes on here is stuff that anybody in InfoSec would use. Not anybody, a lot of people. Do I listen to the minimum specs for VMs? A lot of times I'll just go with whatever it recommends, unless there's like something specific that I'm trying to do with a VM. You know, like if I know for sure I'm going to need more hard drive space for something, I'll give it more space. If I know for sure that, tell April to shut her face. You know, if I know it's going to need more RAM for whatever reason, then I'll give it more RAM. But the minimum stuff, you know, specs are typically fine. I typically will always give my VMs more RAM though. I feel like giving my VMs the minimum amount of RAM that is requested is never enough. So I'll bump it up. Yeah, VMs love RAM for sure. Yeah, this is what Kali looks like. That's nice, flashy. But Mint looks pretty cool too. I mean, I'll have to check it out a little bit more. But there's so much to learn with Linux still. And then my switch. So anyway, this is just kind of a random live stream that I threw together just because there was a few things that I needed to work on and put together for some content that's coming out next year. I have a new video coming out tonight. I don't know what time I have it scheduled for. I'm going to have more information on the Security Plus stuff coming out tomorrow. Be emailed on that. So, yeah, I don't know. There's one more question. Should I take a class for IT or try to learn on your own? That's all on you, man. I definitely, you got to weigh your options for sure. There's advantages to both and there's disadvantages with both. So you really, I mean, honestly, I could tell you what I would do, but that's what I would do. What you could do is something that you really have to take time to sit down and figure out. You can go to class and you can learn on your own simultaneously, you know? It's all on you, man. Like I said, there's advantages and disadvantages to both. You're installing Linux Mint on your main system now? Awesome. See, when you, the next live stream, you'll have to let me know how it goes. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. I'm actually have a couple videos that I need to record right now, and it's about interviewing. So if you guys are interested about learning more information about interviewing, you guys will be definitely excited for my new videos coming out next year about the interviews. So that's all I got for you guys today. If you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, and all that fun stuff, you guys know where to find me. Have a great day, great Friday. PC Addict, shut your mouth.